विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तवं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणान् ब्रह्मणस्पद आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। नारद उवाच प्रणम्य शिरसा देवं गौरीपुत्रं विनायकं भक्तावासं स्मरेन्नित्यम् आयुः-कामार्थसिद्धये। प्रथमं वक्रतुण्डं च एकदन्तं द्वितीयकं तृतीयं कृष्णपिङ्गाक्षं गजवक्त्रं चतुर्थकं लम्बोदरं पञ्चमं च षष्ठं विकटमेव च सप्तमं विघ्नराजं च धूम्रवर्णं तथाष्टमं नवमं बालचन्द्रं च दशमं तु विनायकम् एकादशं गणपतिं द्वादशं तु गजाननं द्वादशैतानि नामानि त्रिसन्ध्यं यः पठेन्नरः न च विघ्नभयं तस्य सर्वसिद्धिकरं प्रभो इति नारदपुराणे संकटनाशन गणेश स्तोत्रम संपूर्णम। Om. We'll do an extract from Guru Stotram. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. We do Dakshinamurti Stotram now. Dhyanam followed by Ashtakam. मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितः परब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्ते वसदृशिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीढे वटविटपि समीपे भूमिभागे निषन्नं सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमारात् त्रिभुवन गुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवं जनन मरण दुःख छेद दक्षं नमामि चित्रं वटतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरुर्युवा गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानं शिष्यास्तु छिन्न संशया निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुभ्यं निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वय स्वेच्छया तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकम् असत्कल्पार्थकं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्याश्रितान् यः साक्षात् करणात् भवेन्न पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भो निधौ तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः। इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये नानाछिद्रघटोदरस्थितमहादीपप्रभाभास्वरम् ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरादिकरणद्वारा बहिस्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव भान्तमनुभाति तत्समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये देहं प्राणमपीन्द्रियाण्यपि चलान् बुद्धिं च शून्यं विदुः स्त्रीबालान्धजडोपमास्त्वहमिति भ्रान्ता वृषं वादिनः मायाशक्तिविलासकल्पितमहाव्यामोहसंहारिणे तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये राहुग्रस्तदिवाकरेन्दु सदृशो माया समाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रकरणोपसंहर्णतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्रागस्वाप्समिति प्रबोधसमये यः प्रत्यभिज्ञायते तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बाल्यादिष्वपि जागृदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि व्यावृत्तास्वनुवर्तमानमामित्यन्तः सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भद्रया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राध्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जाग्रति वा एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये भूरम्भांस्यनलो नीलोऽम्बरम् अहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत् किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशतां यस्मात् परस्मात् विभोः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमस्मिंस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननाध्यानाच्च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्येतत् पुनरष्टधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम् इति दक्षिणामूर्ति स्तोत्रम्. We'll now chant Gita Dhyanam and then go into Gita chapter 10. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पल शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैर्ननदी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पतैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्. यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः. ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः. अथ दशमोऽध्यायः विभूति योग नाम दशमोऽध्यायः. We have studied up to verse number 20. So, we have studied up to verse number 22. We will study from 23 onwards today. Always start the study with a brief background because we study once a week. If it were daily, we won't need this, but as it is once a week, and as not, we could have missed some points. So, a quick look at the objective of our study. Chapters 7, 9, 10, 11. Four of them reveal Ishvara Swarupa to the seeker. Ishvara Swarupa is revealed as Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, non-separate, intelligent and material cause of creation. And the teacher drives home the point that what is visible to us is the Drishya Prapancha, which is the material cause of creation. When you see a product, the cause cannot be far away. When you see a golden ring, the gold is never away from the ring. In fact, what you see is ring, what you weigh is ring, what you pay for is ring. Sorry, what you weigh is gold, what you pay for is gold, but you see a ring and you use a ring. There is no ring minus gold. So there is no Srishti minus Ishvara. So in the Srishti, in the Drishya Prapancha that you and I see, everything is Ishvara only. So Arjun had a doubt. How do I? Not a doubt really. He wants a little clarification. 10 chapters, after 10 chapters, you don't have doubts. You only need more clarification so that you can relate to the subject properly. Once you come to Vedana, Vedanta, and after the first few lessons, no doubt after that. Only clarification. So Arjun has a clarification to seek. Is how do you relate to it? I see so many things. I see mountains, I see rivers, I see birds, I see trees, I see people, I see things. बहुत कुछ दिखाई देता हमको, but how do I relate? How do I relate? So to which Krishna says, relate, start relating by looking at my vibhuti. Vibhuti means something glorious in Srishti. Like for instance, you look at somebody. Okay? When you look at that person, there is something striking about the person. Is it not which attracts you? For some people, it is their hair. For some people, it is their complexion. For some people, it is the shoulders. For some people, it is their eyes. For some people, it is the way they talk, the way they smile. So just as each one of us has a vibhuti in our total personality, the Srishti also has a vibhuti. When you think of a person, yeah, you remember this about that person. In the same way, when you think of the Srishti, when you look at the Srishti, what will you relate to? How will you start relating? So that was what Krishna started explaining. He said, he talks about Aditya. Aditya are the 12 faces of the sun. Okay, it's not 12 suns. Each month the sun is different. So 12 faces of the sun. Adityanam Aham Vishnu. There is one sun which is called Vishnu. Vishnu is the pleasant sun, not that Agni Nakshatra sun. Okay. Then among the luminaries, I am Ravi, Anshuman, the raid, one brilliant raid sun among Jyotisham, among the luminaries. Luminaries are that which are self-effulgent. Then among Nakshatranam, among the stars, the night luminaries, I am Shashi. Okay. Among Maruta, there are about 49 Marutas divided into 7 groups. They are all Vayu Tattvam. Okay. They are all Vayu Tattvam. Among the Vayu Tattvam, I am Marichi, the pleasant breeze that you get when you go to so salubrious climates and places like that. Then he says, among Vedas, I am Samaveda. Why Samaveda? Samaveda has all the 7 swaras. All the other Vedas, the 3 Vedas, they use only 3 swaras. Here it is 7 swaras are used and it is musical. So among Samaveda, among Vedas, I am Samaveda. Please let's understand that you should not think other Vedas are less important. Samavedi should not think we are the most glorious. Among them, you just it's you can see the beauty of Vedas in Samaveda, something like that. Okay? Then Devanam Asmi Vasavaha. Among Devatas. Okay. Devata, there is a loose translation in English. It is called God. So, when you're talking about Ishvara, we use capital G. All other Devatas, we use the word G, small g. Okay. So, those are God's being. They are certain divine beings. Okay. They are divine beings. They represent certain phenomena. When you say Varuna Devata, it's a phenomena, a divine phenomena, which represents water tattva. In the same way, when I talk about Devatas, they are all divine beings representing various phenomena. Okay, we saw earlier how there are 33 gods, and that alone becomes 33 crore gods. Okay, by a multiply factor, we'll see something. So among those devatas, I am Indra. Vasavaha means Indra. Why Indra? Indra means the Raja, the king. Naturally, among the subjects, the king is more important. So Indra is the I am. You can relate to me as Indra in among the devatas. Okay. Then Indriyanam Manaschasmi. Among all your sense organs, okay, I am the Manas because eyes, ears, nose, all these things have their limited field. They cannot function outside the field. Whereas Manas can function in all fields, and unless the Manas is there, your eyes are not see. You don't see what's happening. It happens, you're concentrating on something, 2 people would have passed right in front of you, would have missed them. So, among the Indriyas, I am Manas. And among Bhuta, Bhuta means all living forms. What am I? I am Chetana. I am the life form. The very life in Bhutas is me. It is from this that our vegetarianism has come. Nothing against non-vegetarianism. Vegetarianism has come because all life forms, Ishvara's life form. So one section feel that we will not eat another life form. So all this, what do they call it? Plantophiles. They come and say, are not plant living beings? Yeah. So there are people who say we eat plants only where the foods are naturally given by the plants. We don't kill the plant. They say so. Well, let's not get into that. The only thing here is, he says, among, you should know what is the source of vegetarianism. It is not just some imagination. They say, among bhutas, I am life form. So therefore, I will not kill. And also, another teacher says, I heard a teacher say, that where the plant is willing to give and where the life is not willing to give. For example, when you try to chase a fowl for your breakfast, does it run away from you or come to you happily? It runs away from you. And when you get it ready for your knife, does it yell for its life or doesn't it yell for its life? Then some of you will say that we don't know whether the plant is yelling, let's do all this. So I'm not getting into that. I'm only saying among life forms, I am Chetana. I am the very life form. Among living beings, I am the life form. Let's see verse number 23 onwards. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi. Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam. Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam. Vasunam Pavakaschasmi. Vasunam pavakaschasmi Meru Shikarinamaham. Meru Shikarinamaham. Whole verse. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikarinamaham. Once more. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikari Namaham. Okay, so Rudranam, there are 11 Rudras. Okay, so when among the 11 Rudras, I am Shankara. Shankara is not Lord Shiva. Okay? I am the purifying principle. I am the auspicious principle. Shankara means Mangalam. Mangalam means auspiciousness. So among Rudras, I am Shankara. Okay. If you see, if you have seen these rituals, they will have Rudra Jabam conducted. There'll be so many people around and they'll be chanting the Rudra. One Kumbha in between, okay, among the 11, one Kumbha will be in the center, and that Kumbha will be called Shankara Kumbha. Okay, meaning that is the most auspicious. It is a religious ritual, and especially when you do your 60th birthday, 80th birthday, and all these things, they do Rudram and they do Abhishekam for you, praying for your and your family's well-being, good health, and things like that. So, among the Rudras, I am Shankara. Then, Vitta, among wealth, even wealth is Ishvara. Among wealth, I am Yaksha Rakshasam. Yaksha Rakshasam here is Kubera. Okay. Kubera is not a Devata. Kubera is a Dhanava. Dhanava is another order of being. They are not bad people. They are more of, let's say, more aggressive. Not people. Aggressive beings. See, when you talk about various types of people, you tell, no, this is that type, is a very separate type of person. Meaning he is a little aggressive. He is a little quarrelsome. Jagdalu admi hai. Bolte hai na. The fellow fights a little. The fellow will fight for every small thing. So like that, Devatas, Dhanava. Dhanava are a little more aggressive beings. So Kubera is a Yaksha. Yaksha is an aggressive being. Is wealth aggressive or passive? Have lots of wealth, you will know. Imagine you have lots of money and you have invested in one bond, particular bond. Somebody will come and tell you, sir, you are wasting your money here. Inflation will 100 crores you will have, or even more. You are wasting your money. Inflation will erode your money, sir. You should put it in this bond. So you put it in that bond. Another fellow will come say, that bond, sir, risk factor is higher. That's why they are paying you higher rate of interest. You should put on this. So now you are again in Duvida. A third fellow will come and say, sir, these bonds will not give you liquidity for next 5 to 7 years, sir. There is no resale value. So Yaksha will constantly trouble you. He will constantly trouble you with Duvidha. What to do, what not, what to do. There was a Tamil movie, in which he said, in which the protagonist says, if you have money which you can hold in your hands, you can control. If you have money up to the neck, money will control. So, it is Kubera. You have to not only earn the money, you have to also work to protect the money. So, Kubera. There is in Badrinath, there is a shrine. There is a Kubera shrine. They say, I think many of you will want to go to Badrinath Kubera shrine if you have not gone on. You are supposed to put a coin there and take it back. They say thereafter your wealth will multiply. So anybody who goes to Badrinarayan doesn't remember Badrinarayan. They say, have you seen Kubera shrine? They say once my Swamiji went to Badrinath. Somebody gave him a coin and says, sir, put it and take it back. He said, why? He said, your ashram's wealth will grow. So they say, Swami says, even they didn't leave me, kind of. So Yaksha Rakshasam Kubera. Then Vasu. See, there are three important things. So there are 12 Adityas, 11 Rudras, Ashtavasu, 31. Okay, plus 2, 33. So 33 devatas, basic devatas, multiplied up to 33 crores. So Vasu is directions. Among the Vasu, among the Vasu Tattva, among the phenomena of Vasu, I am Pavaka, I am fire. Fire purifies. Now, anybody who is into Vastu Shastra, where should your kitchen be? Agni Mula. That's where it should be. So, it is one important direction, one important corner where Pavaka, Agni phenomenon is active, purification process takes place there. So among the Vasus, I am Pavaka. Okay. Shikarinam Aham Meruhu. Now a lot of people translate Meru as Himalaya. Some people translate it as North Pole. In fact, there is one, I don't know if he's there still. There used to be a Shastri who used to say you must have Meru Darshanam in your lifetime. That means you must go to North Pole and go around that Meru there. I don't know whether it will be possible for many people, but he says if you go there. So some people say North Pole is Meru, some people say Himalaya is Meru. But when we read further down as Himalaya is referred elsewhere, therefore I am not taking this Meru as Himalaya. In very many sections, they say this Meru is a mythical mountain. A mythical mountain. When we do Sankalpa, we say Meroho Dakshine Parsve. We are to the south of that Meru. That means it's a mythical mountain where Shiva is supposed to, even in Kailasha, Shiva is supposed to stay. So it's a mythical mountain. Okay, let's keep it at that. Let's not do hair splitting. See, one beauty about this chapter is there is not much philosophy. We can go away from the topic, come back and do a little. It's like playing T20. You can always have a little fun here. It's only glory, your Ishvara's glory. I can tell you a lot of side stories too, which we go on eventually. Now, let's go to the next one, 24. Purodasam cha mukyam mam vidhi partha brahaspatim. Purodasam cha mukyam mam vidhi partha brahaspatim. सेनानीनाम अहम स्कंदः सेनानीनाम अहम स्कंदः सरसामस्मि सागरः सरसामस्मि सागरः. All words. पुरोदसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिं सेनानीनामहं स्कंदः सरसामस्मि सागरः. Once more. पुरोदसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिं सेनानीनामहं स्कंदः सरसामस्मि सागरः. So now Purohit, Purodasa means Purohit. Now use the word Purohit. Okay, Purohit means Pure Datte iti Purohit. That means he is seated in the front. You are the Yajaman. The Purohit will be seated in front of you and guiding you how to do one particular ritual or any ritual for that matter. Purohita. So he says, among the Purohita, okay, they are Laukika, our Purohitas are there. There are also Devika Purohitas. So among the Deva Purohita, there is a Purohit who is for the Devas also, there is a priest. Among them, I am Brahaspati. There are two Purohits. One is Brahaspati, the other is Shukracharya. Shukracharya is for Asura and Brahaspati is for Devas. It is not that Brahaspati will curse the Asuras. Among them, the more sattvic one is Brahaspati. Therefore, they take Brahaspati. So Purohita, one who is. So this we can relate to in actual life. If you do a small homa at home, a simple you do Shraddha Karma or something like that. That will be one person seated in the prominent position. He's a Purohita. He will tell you the mantras. And he will command, you are supposed to offer more dakshina to him than everybody else. And then having put him as a Purohita in invoke, he becomes Ishvara to you. You do Pradakshina to him, you do Namaskara to him. So he says, imagine you are doing a ritual and you can relate to the Purohita as Ishvara's Srishti. You can relate to that. That's why we have natural respect for Purohitas in our family. We have family Purohits. He knows everything about your family. He says, I got your grandfather married. His family will do. He will say, no, in your family, this is how you should do. These are the things you should use. Just as we used to have family doctors, family astrologers, the Purohit is also a small-time astrologer. So, you look upon somebody as a guide in the family. For every little thing, there will be a guide in the family. That was our society, Vedic society. Now there is no Purohit there in any family. Now the Purohit is, universal Purohit is Google, Chat, GBT. They are our universal Purohits. Anything you put there, right, wrong, indifferent, some answers will come. Okay. So Brahaspatim, say, just as we have our army commanders, even the Devas have armies. The Devas have to constantly keep fighting the Asuras. So Devas also have the army. And that army commander is Skanda. Skanda is Subramanya in south. And in the north, he is referred to as Kartikeya. And the beauty of Skanda is, Skanda came from the Jnana Agni of Paramashiva. And he came as 6 different forms. And when Parvati collected all 6, he became Shanmukha with 6 heads, 1 body. And then Parvati replicated herself into that weapon, veil, that was given to him. She replicated herself, all her Shakti she transferred to the veil, and that was given to Shanmukha. And he is supposed to protect the Devatas from all kinds of adharma. So if you read, there is something called Skanda Purana. It's a very beautiful, elaborate poetic work called Skanda Purana, runs into several thousand verses. If you read the Skanda Purana, you have instances of he waging a war with Sura Padma, and it's very interesting reading. Ultimately, there will be a philosophy there. In Skanda Purana, he was not just an army person. He was not just a commander. He was also a fellow with buddhi. He was also a jnani. He could teach his own father, Brahma Vidya. And his father said, what Brahma Vidya you are teaching? He said, I will not be subject to this kind of questioning. You come as a student, I will answer to you. No, there is a beautiful culture coming behind this. Very often what happens in an aircraft or in the airport lounge or just sitting across a coffee table, somebody will ask you a question. So what does Vedanta say? It is not supposed to be answered at all. You can smile and say, I will give you a book if you want. Carry a book, Vedanta in Real Life by Swami Dayanandji, and gift it to the person. It's just like that you ask a question, Vedanta, what is that? I'm not supposed to answer those questions. I am first supposed to know, do you have the Shraddha? Shraddha means a student takes a lower position. Adihi Brahma, Bhagavan, oh Brahman, oh Bhagavan, teach me. This is the position. A position of humility, a position of Shraddha, not sitting across. So what does Vedanta say? It doesn't work like that. So even Bhagavan Shiva came down to Skanda to learn like that. That's a uniqueness of this culture. So Senaninam Aham Skandaha Sarasasmi, among water bodies, I am Sagara. 2/3 of our earth is filled with water. Ocean. It is filled up with ocean. So among that, I am Sagara. We as Hindus would like to say it is Hindu Mahasagar, but Sagar. Okay. So let's go to the verse number 25. Maharshinam Briguraham Giramas Gira Giramasmekamaksharam Maharshinam Briguraham. Giramasmekamaksharam Yajnanam Japayajñosmi Sthavaranam hi Himalayah Maharshinam Briguraham Giram Giramasmi Giram Asmekamaksharam Yajnanam Japayajñosmi Stavaranam Himalayah. So, there are Maharishis, plenty of Maharishis. Sapta Rishi are supposed to be very well known. One among them is Bhrigu. So, Bhrigu is supposed to be the exalted among the Rishis. Why Bhrigu is supposed to be exalted? Why not other Rishis? Why not Vasishtha? Why Bhrigu? They say Bhrigu had the courage, the honesty to go and examine the Trimurtis. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva and Vishnu, he tested all three. There's a beautiful Purana there, which says he asked Brahma some questions. Brahma got annoyed. So, failed the test of patience. Then he went to Shiva. He asked Shiva the question. Shiva said, I'll open my third eye, you're finished. He asked Vishnu. In fact, he didn't ask Vishnu, he kicked Vishnu. Vishnu says, did it hurt your leg? So Vishnu is supposed to be the most patient. That's why he's called a Bhakta Vatsala. Do anything to Vishnu, he will take the chakra out only at the last. And that too out of affection, out of compassion. And they say Vishnu carries that footmark on his chest. So Bhrigu is the one who had the courage. See, there are two things to check and examine highly qualified people. You must be qualified yourself. You must have utter humility and also have the intellectual honesty to say what is wrong is. That is the story of Nakira in that thing where he says, even if you open the third eye, wrong is wrong. You must have the intellectual honesty, the courage to call a wrong a wrong. So among Bhrigu, among the rishis, I am Bhrigu. Another beautiful word here, Giram Asmi Ekam Aksharam. Gira means spoken word. Okay, Gira, spoken word. Among the spoken word, I am Ekam Aksharam. What is that Ekam Aksharam? Om. The entire Vedas in the Kali Yuga can be chanted by just one mantra. The benefit of chanting all four Vedas will come to you by chanting just one mantra. Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. This mantra alone will give you the benefit of chanting the entire Vedas. Okay? Suppose you don't have the time to chant even Tatsavitur Varenyam. If you chant Om, the Om is shrunk, the entire Vedas and the Tatsavitur Varenyam Gayatri mantra is shrunk into Om. If you are able to do Om for anything and everything, the benefit accrues to you. Any shloka. Let's say you're doing an Ashtotra. Okay? Why Ashtotra? Let's say 12 mantras of Ganesha. Om Lambodharaya Namaha. Om Sumukaya Namaha. Om Ekadantaya Namaha. Om. See, Om, Om, Om. Before every mantra, there is an Om. Every mantra, there is an Om. Om. He says, among Gira, among all sounds, I am Om. Om also has another beautiful thing. Is the first sound that you make. And is the last sound you make. It accommodates all the sounds that you can make. And some people say, I mean, our Swamiji doesn't subscribe to that. Some people chant Om. It's not, it is not properly said. Some people teach. It is like, suppose your name is Ramesh. I'm calling you. Ramesh. How are you? It is not meant to be spelled. So, Om, and you're not supposed to have a long Om. No, it's not there. It is Om. Two matras, that's all. Two matras with the U in between. Om. Only two, and it is to be Om, as said in the Vedas. So there are some people says, oh, it is not your pranayama exercise to hold your breath and things like that. Okay. So among Gira, among the words, I am Om. You can cultivate a small habit. All of us send good morning, good evening. Okay. And we invent languages to send. Some people don't want to send good morning, so GM, GN. Okay. For fun, some days I used to write. I said hola. In Spanish, it means hello. Then in Swedish language, I found something. In Swedish language, I found something. Could be 1 minute. There could be a yeah. Please excuse me for a minute. Okay, there is some. I will attend it. He will give you some medicines. 42252. And get me that. Come on, yeah. Taking a long time. Yeah. Just a minute, excuse me. No, I'll rejoin. You can hold the recording for a few minutes. I'm holding the banks. Comes here itself. Not able to reach. Yeah. Yeah, now it is. Thank you. Sorry for keeping you waiting. These are, whenever we do Vedanta Charcha, when we do any kind of study, we will have pratibandhakas, obstacles from all sources. One is called Adi Daivika. Adi Daivika is forces from devas and things like that. Then other is Adi Bhautika. That's when somebody will ring the bell. He will want payment immediately. And when the payment is to be done, again, some, Adi Electronica, bank connection won't happen. So these are obstacles. We'll have to face it with us. This also is Ishvara Srishti. Let's not get upset with it. Because that fellow has come for his living. That fellow is also Ishvara Srishti. Okay. So, sorry about the short break. So, Giram Aksharam, it is very, very. So in the morning, instead of saying GM, GN and all, you can even say Om. See, one more thing, when we have these messaging platforms and social media platforms, we convey obituary there. And at the end of it, people say RIP. One big Shastri would have died, and somebody will say RIP. RIP does no Hindu ever has RIP. Either you will have Marjanma, next Janma or Moksha. There is no RIP for us. So the best thing is, if you want to write, you may say, may he gain Sadgati. Or quite simply OM. Om. That's how it is. So Om is a very good word. Use it as often as possible. When the end of the conversation, you can say Om. You can start the conversation, Hari Om. At the end of the conversation, you can say Om. You live with that Om. It's as good as chanting the Gayatri mantra dozens of times. Okay? Now, Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi. There are various types of sadhana. Yajna, then puja, tirtha yatra, yeah, various types, various types. Among them, japa. Now, why importance to japa? See, there is one, apart from that, see, there is something called Ashwamedha Yaga. Only Kshatriyas can do that. You and I can't do it. He must be a Raja to do Ashwamedha Yaga. There is something called Agnihotra Karma. Only married Grahasthas can do. Grahastha whose wife is no more cannot do Agnihotra. Bachelors, Brahmacharis cannot do. Any other Varna cannot do. So there are various rituals which are meant for some people only. Japa is one yajna, one sadhana which anyone can do any time of the day, anywhere. Only you should know how to do it. Okay? So that is first thing about japa. Anybody can do. Can ladies do japam? Yes. Can children do japam? Yes. Japa. There are two syllables. So pa stands for papa vimochanam. Cha stands for readiness for jnanam. So chitta shuddhi, papa vimochanam. So when you do japa, we'll see a little more about japa. It gives you this benefit. Anybody can do japa anytime. And japa is one sadhana in which no himsa is involved. See, there are some sadhana, homa and all, there have been instances in rituals where you do sacrifice, animal sacrifice, and things. Even now in some parts of India, very many places, they do sacrifice. So there is some himsa involved. Okay? Whereas in this, there is no himsa involved whatsoever. It is purely internal. There are three types of japa. Uccha japa, manda japa, chittajam japa. So japa is, you will have a mantra, and following the mantra, there will be again Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. There are these types of mantras. It is differentiated from other mantras in line as much as it's not a long narrative. It is not three shloka of 3-4 lines. It is just mantra. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Or one section you can take from Skanda Sashti Kavacham and chant Kaka Kaka Karagavil Kaka Noka Noka Nudil Noka Takat. You can chant that. So these are called japa, and japas have a certain they have a twofold effect. When you do constantly japa, uccha japa, manda japa, followed by chittacham japa, the mind readily takes to japa during idling time. See, what happens is maximum problems are generated during idling time. When you are idle, when you are alone, when somebody is sick and you are waiting outside, that's when all the problems happen, all the psychological, emotional problems happen. Now, japa, when done regularly and systematically, helps the mind get readily into japa so that these idle thoughts are immediately neutralized and eliminated. Imagine somebody is going through a major surgery inside. You sit outside. You are calm. The person inside is calm. More importantly, the doctors are calm. Otherwise, you will drive them crazy. Is it over? Is it over? Is it over? So, among yajna, I am japa. Everybody, it's recommended that everybody do it. You need not be initiated into a japa. You can start today. You can start now. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram is a chant. In fact, there is one yogi, Raj Surat Kumar, who used to chant only this. And Bhagwan, I mean, Hanuman became Bhagwan because of Ram, 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 Ram. Bodhendra. Yeah, Bodhendra Swami, all of them just chanted Japa, 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 Japa. So Japa is said to be the king among all yajna. So yajnanam Japa asmi. Then sthavara means the mountains. Among mountains, I am Himalaya. I am Himalaya, the highest peak. That's where Shiva lives. That's where Kailasha is there. There are 3-4 Kailashas in which people can go for darshan. They go there. So it is a yatra. It has got independent punya for everything has an independent punya for it. So among Stavara, I am Himalaya. Next one, verse number 26. Ashwatthah sarva vrikshanam, Ashwatthah sarva vrikshanam, Devarshinam cha Naradaha. Ashwatthah sarva vrikshanam, Devarshinam cha Naradaha. Gandharvanam chitrarataha, Gandharvanam chitrarataha, Siddhanam kapilo munihi. Gandharvanam chitrarataha, Siddhanam kapilo munihi. Ashwatta sarva vrikshanam, Devarshinam cha Naradaha. Gandharvanam chitrarataha, Siddhanam kapilo munihi. Okay. Ashwatha is a tree. People tree. I think the botanical name is Ficus religiosa. Yeah, I don't know botany. No, I have read it up. Ficus religiosa. See, even their religion has been built in. Meaning, it is a tree which people worship. Okay, it's a fig tree. It has got saplings which are full of milk-filled saplings. And one of those saplings, those milk, if it falls on you, it doesn't hurt you or give you eruptions. And it gives you oxygen during the day in inhalable doses, not excess oxygen so that you suffer and suffocate. And it's a very, very religious symbol for all Hindus. Okay, there is a habit. See, among when you get married, there is one dosha called Mangalik, Chavvai dosha, dosha of the Mars. If the Mars is aspecting your marriage house, the first marriage is bound to fail or something. You believe. And that belief is reinforced by some people's life, it would have happened. So the belief becomes conviction. There are thousands of people for whom nothing has happened. So that belief is reinforced. They say before marrying, you get married to the Ashwatha tree. So first marriage to Ashwatha tree, then you get married again. It's a belief. A lot of people do it. Okay, so Mangalik is clear. Now where you go for an Ashwatha, now they bring a branch of the Ashwatha tree, put it in the Kalyana Mandapam, they tie and they do a marriage to that. Vadaparam, yeah, Vadamaram also they do. If you have to kill that, Ashwatha tree is not killed. But Vadamaram, they do the marriage and then kill. They will cut it. So the first one is supposed to die, kind of. There are beliefs. Okay, we are not standing on anybody's beliefs. You are entitled to your belief. You have a slot for your belief. Everybody has a slot for their belief. The only thing is keep within the slot. Don't try to convert me into your slot. Don't try to encroach on my slot. There is only one place where there is no debate whatsoever. That is Atma Jnanam. Otherwise, there is a slot for everyone. Atma Jnana, there is no Atma Jnana, slots are not there. Atma Jnana is one. Okay. So among the trees, I am Ashwatha tree. Ashwatha is the people tree. In Tamil, it is called Arasamar. It is called Arasamar, people tree. And it is considered a very, very, very auspicious tree. Houses, villages, everything has such trees. Yeah. There is also, they put Ganesha under that tree, and Ganesha is invoked under the tree. And there's so many benefits. People who are not blessed with children go around the tree People who are not get married go around the tree. It is invoked as Deva himself. Vraksha, Ashwatha Vraksha. I am Ashwatha. Acha. Then banyan has plenty. Its roots are on top. It is called Alama. Yeah. And that it is the roots are on top. And in each will grow. And the Balamaram, that banyan tree, can sometimes occupy acres of land. It's a huge thing. And the problem with Alamaram is nothing. Yeah. In fact, the problem with Alamaram is nothing grows under that. Nothing grows under a Alamaram. So this is Ashwatha. Okay. So among Vriksha, I am Ashwatha. Then, just as we had Rishi, our Rishi, Bhrigu, so Deva also there is a Rishi. He is Narada. Narada is a Trikala Jnani. He is one person with who's got the power to travel to any loka, no visa, no passport. Or he's got only one visa, Narayana, Narayana. He is a Bhakta. He is also a Jnani. So Narada is among the Rishis, among the Deva Rishis, I am Narada. Narada is me, myself. Okay. Then there is one order of being called Gandharvas. Gandharva are supposed to be, music is called Gandharva Vidya. Music, art, performances, all these are called Gandharva Vidya. And painting, they are all called Gandharva Vidya. See, it is as though, when you talk about a locum, it is also there, it is like as though there are very many colonies here in Srishti. There is no way you can say that it's not there. And you can't ask me to prove it either. I am saying it because there are some colonies. There could be some colonies. In our own body, there are colonies in which all kind of amoebas and viruses live and create all kinds of. There are several generations live there. They say, somebody comes and claims it's my father. There is a generation which says, hey, 7th generation, this is my father. So there are generations living within us. So, therefore, there are colonies. Loka means a field of experience. A field of experience in which this body cannot go. Okay, you cannot go. See, if you are doing a 3D movie, you have to wear that. If you take it off, you won't see 3D. For virtual reality, you have to have a different kind of. It's something like that. And that world is called Gandharva Loka. And in Gandharva Loka, there is dance, music, performance, painting, all kinds of arts are developed. Fine arts are developed there. And in the Gandharva Loka, who can be the most brilliant? Their king. Chitraratha is a king of them and of the Gandharvas. So he is me. See, in this Vibhuti, Krishna is talking about Laukika and Alaukika Vibhuti. Vibhuti, which you can see in the Srishti, Alaukika Vibhuta, you can hear. Okay? Then, Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. There are certain people, sadhakas, who are called Siddha. Siddha means they have miraculous powers. For instance, you can say, I was thinking of this Swami. Suddenly they knocked and he opened the door and he was here. Only last week I read that he was in California. Today he is here. So he has got this astral travel kind of powers. Acha, there are 8 Siddhis. So there are Siddhas who have these powers, miraculous powers. They can touch and heal. They can see and heal. Who they can do, they can heal. They can make you disappear, they appear elsewhere. It's all there. They say it is there, and you could have had experience with 1 or 2 people. There's one person who can read minds, even as you are on the ground floor. You go to the first floor, he would have told you, you have come for this, you have come for this. There are some people with some great powers. So this is called a Siddhi. Now there are people. Now Siddhi has nothing to do with Atma Gyan. I may be able to levitate. I may be able to drink sulfuric acid, but has nothing to do with Atma Gyan. So there are Siddhas without Atma Gyan. There are Jnanis without Siddhi. Somebody asked our Swamiji, Swamiji, what can you do? Can you not produce vibhuti or something? Swamiji said, I am trying, but nothing comes. He says, I am trying, but nothing comes. So, jnanis need not be siddhas. Siddhas need not be jnani. But there are some siddhas who are jnanis. Kapila Muni is one such person, one such muni. He was a jnani and a siddha. And such a person is very, very rare. That's what he says in verse number 26. Okay. We will see the other ones in the coming weeks. Now, glory is coming. Among the horses, this. I am among elephants, I am this. We will see in the coming weeks. Okay. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भया सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो सब संतों की जय हो पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय बजरंग बली की जय हो we'll meet Monday next. People can
Hare
join who have the time can meet us on
Hare
morning for the meditation.
Jai Shri Krishna.